boundaries. And the reason is, I'm gonna like use this here to freaking talk to you about boundaries and why it's so important. Why I feel it's more important than respect. With boundaries comes respect. So I have some notes on my laptop and it's here. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm just making it come out of my head, because it is in my head, but I'm not gonna remember all of this. So let's just jump right in. What do boundaries look like for me? For me, Nicole. I didn't have any boundaries. I basically was a people pleaser. I was the type of person that just wanted to make sure that whatever I made another person feel, it was always good. It was always met with, you know, Nicole, sacrifice whatever you feel for anyone else, no matter what it is. And this meant like work, friends, relationships, you name it, I did it. And I just pleased everyone. Sexually, mentally, emotionally, physically, willingly. It stopped. It stopped this year. It was imperative for it to stop this year. I feel like taking control of my boundaries has flushed out the people that I no longer need in my life. Woo! It has flushed them out, okay? Because there's a lot of people that don't talk to me anymore. And you want to know why? It's because I was pleasing them. I was pleasing them. If you like this, by the way, Savage Fenty. It came with something that I purchased like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So next. I want to give an example of what boundaries look like to me. Because I feel it's important. A lot of people don't really understand how important boundaries are. So let's see. Let me create a boundary. Nicole, you have to come with me to this concert. It's gonna be so good. You're the only person I want to go with, right? No, thank you. I appreciate you thinking about me, but no, thank you. I don't want to go there. You see, now how I could have said that back in the day was, oh, really? What concert is it? Oh, okay. All right. Let me see how much it costs. So by not setting a boundary, I then create multiple excuses on how to get out of that event, right? How to let that person down easy. Why do we do that? Why can't we just be direct? And being direct doesn't mean that you're being mean. It just means you know exactly what you want to say. People love honesty, right? People love honesty. They want you to be honest. They want you to be truthful. They want real, unforged relationships. But when you're honest, it makes them feel uncomfortable. When you just say no and it's the final statement and you don't provide like a reason behind it, there has to be a reason why you don't want to come with me to the concert. The reason is I don't want to go. The reason is I don't want to spend my money. But the biggest reason is that I don't have to give you a reason. And that comes with understanding yourself, having a sense of awareness where you are comfortable, where you know that you are being gracious at the same time. You're not being malicious about it. You're not being mean about it. A lot of people cannot separate the two. They think that no is mean. No means that you don't want to spend time with me. No means that you're selfish. No. I'm about myself because I am the main character of my story, of my life. And all of the things that I want to do and that I want to put my energy into, that just may not be one of them. And that is okay. Am I wrong? So, what did we just learn? Be aware of yourself. No is a final statement. Put yourself first. All of those things are very important. What's the next question? Why are boundaries so important? Oh my gosh. It's very interesting because I can sit here and explain why boundaries are important until I turn blue in the face, but there's a lot of people that just don't get it. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, but you mean like, but that's your family. But those those are your friends, but you love them. Okay? So should I put the love that I have for them over myself? Or should I put the love for myself above all else? Because then I can seamlessly love everything that I want to love the way that I really want to love it. And you'll know that I really mean it because you understand that I'm a person that carries her boundaries, her respect, her dignity. Can we just scratch that for a second? Because just this year, not this year because it's 2023 and it just hit 2023, but what I mean by this year, I mean last year, 2022, I learned that respect comes when you have boundaries in place. If you don't have boundaries in place, where does the respect come from? Because you say so? Because it's just supposed to happen? And I think yes, respect should happen regardless. You shouldn't have to utter a word. We are human beings. We should just have this respect that exists, right? But we don't. Because we know how many types of different people we deal with, and everyone is different. Everyone has a different outlook on life, and people feel that they can truly say, think, and feel how they want, and it doesn't matter how it affects another person. Now, here's why boundaries are so important. For example, I'm about to be very honest and very open right now because you know what? Honey, my husband Justin, his last video, which you should go check out, shameless plug, it was sensational. I was in tears. My face was wet from tears, and I'm really proud of him. Go check that video out. But I want to be just as transparent and as candid as he was in his last video. I have a very huge disconnection. Am I downplaying it right now? I am. I'm downplaying it right now. You see, Nicole, respect your boundaries. My boundaries are, I should be able to tell my truth, and it shouldn't matter how it hits somebody. It shouldn't matter because it's my truth. And I would be giving someone and letting them off easy if I describe it in a soft way, in a way where it's like, let me tiptoe around this graciously. Here, let's tiptoe. Okay, let's get the fuck to it. I have boundaries in line for my husband's family. I don't talk to them. I don't feel bad about that because I have not been receiving the respect that I deserve and the effort that I deserve. And you know when you can just tell that someone doesn't like you or that someone just expects you to do something because you have this title. So this title should just come with everything that we've been witnessing on TV, all these family gatherings, all these things, all of these conversations. Go to the family's house over and over. No, we need to put our foot down. We need to get it together. You have to give in order to receive, right? Cool. So I just feel like my husband's family doesn't care about my husband nor our existence and the way that we choose to live and the way that we have our boundaries set up. They don't care. They don't care. And if it's not the way that they want it, then guess what? They don't want it at all. So what does that do? It cuts off the entire relationship. Because what I could do is continue to talk to them and continue to be at their service and treat them the way that they have always treated every other relationship or the way that they feel traditional families should work. But no, that's where my boundary comes in because that's not what my husband and I want. We want to live a different life, and I feel that whatever life we choose to live, it should be respected, right? So that is one of the biggest boundaries I've had to set in place, and why it is so important is because I have learned that my self-respect comes first. People are going to respect me differently when I hold certain boundaries in place. They're going to understand the seriousness. They're going to say, wow, Nicole does not play when it comes to this. You know, she stands very firm on being respected. She stands very firm on having relationships that are not just on the surface. She stands very firm on the types of jobs that she wants to have. She stands very firm on the people that she has in her circle. Hence, the respect, the dignity, admiration, everything is heightened. You know why? Because I set those boundaries for myself. I had enough respect for myself to put myself first and what I believe in ahead of everyone else. And so what that did was, it's now going to have everyone else look at me differently because they see how I respect myself. And that is so important. People need to see how you respect yourself. Because a lot of people would say, oh, I treated her this way because she's a hoe. I treated her this way because she lets people do this to her. I treated her this way because this person always allows this person to smack them in the face. So why can't Tom, Dick, Harry, and Geronimo slap them in the face? You're not going to slap me in the face. You're not going to talk to me out of left field. You're not going to force me into doing anything I don't want to do. Those are boundaries, baby. And I don't play with boundaries. They revolve around my life. My boundaries are set for my mother. Oh, you guys must think, but that's your mom. She brought you onto this earth. What do I owe her? What do all of us owe people? Now I have to give her everything that I am and put her before myself? Absolutely not. I would expect her to put herself before me, because then I'm going to see the way my mom treats herself, the way my mom demands her respect, the way my mom has her boundaries in line, and it's only going to make me see that, respect that, and want it for myself. You see, I think there's this thing where we have to like subdue ourselves to make other people feel more comfortable, and I don't fucking agree with that. I don't believe in it. I don't want any part of it. And it's not harsh, it's real. Can we wake up? Can we wake up and understand that we come first and then everything else comes after? This goes for moms and dads as well. Whether you're married, whether you're a single parent, you need to take care of you first, baby. You come first. Because if you don't come first, how the heck are you going to take care of your offspring? How the heck are you going to be there for your family and for your friends and for everyone else? How are you going to be that unit if you're not that unit for you? Next question. How did I know this is something that I had to work on? Every relationship left me drained. I started to notice, like, this person doesn't care. This person is trying to manipulate me. This person is only saying this because they know that I'm going to give them the next reaction. I started to notice things little by little. Also, I started to really realize that I was very unhappy with myself. And I pride myself on being truthful. I pride myself on being honest, right? But how honest was I being if I was still lying to someone when they asked me if I want to go to the movies and I said I can't because I have to clean my cat and I don't even have a... How ridiculous would it be if every single thing that I have done throughout my entire life has been based on some sense of a lie? I realize that that's a fact. I think that's crazy. I think that it's ridiculous that if somebody calls me and I don't want to speak to them, that I'll either won't answer or I'll be like, I'm super busy right now. I have so many things going on. I have nothing going on. I just didn't feel like talking. Now, I have the understanding and the capacity to just say, you know what, I'm really not in the mood to talk right now. Can I talk to you later when I'm in the mood? It's that simple. That is a boundary. That's like a micro boundary. You know what I mean? Like, next question. How do you discipline yourself? So I'm spewing all this stuff out, right? But I really want to say that it's not easy to maintain your boundaries, to have boundaries. There's a lot of moments where you're going to feel like, am I being a dick? Am I doing too much? And I want to be real with you. No, it just feels that way. It feels that way because it's something that you're not used to. How did I discipline myself? I just did it. You rip it off like a Band-Aid, just like you do anything else. That's another thing. I don't think anything takes time. I want to mention this very quickly because I do feel that it falls into how to activate your boundaries, right? And I have this theory. It's not a theory, or is it? I want to call it a theory because a lot of people don't believe in this. And I do. And I feel like I've cracked the code. And if you feel that I've cracked the code, let me know in the comments below. I believe that everything gets ripped off like a Band-Aid. I do not believe that things take time to happen. Like, oh, you know, it's going to happen little by little. I'm going to do it, you know, throughout time. No, you can rip it off like a Band-Aid. If you want to stop smoking, you just stop smoking. Do you want to know where it gets hard? Not hard. It's not a thing. Do you want to know where it gets tough? Where it can get difficult? And this is where I feel that people misconstrue doing something overnight with consistency. It's so easy to stop doing something. I'm going to stop holding this. I can stop holding that. Now, can I consistently keep myself from holding it? That is where the work comes in. That was a very small example, right? But let's use another example. I want to have boundaries in line. I know that it's going to take time for me to have boundaries in line because I'm going to start to now dissect everything that I say and do in my everyday life, and I'm going to call it out. That's what I did. Is this a boundary? Is this something that I have to work on? Am I being too nice and forgiving? Am I letting this person off too easy? Is it going against what I believe in? You start to question yourself. But in that moment, you nip it in the ass. It should never happen again. Because you consistently remember that you have to put yourself first, right? I'm going to start working out every day. Easy. You wake up, you go fucking work out, right? Can you continue? Can you build that discipline? You can. Because all you have to do is just choose you each and every time. Make sure that you are choosing yourself 100% of the time. When you start to think about it that way, you start to realize, I start to realize, like, holy shit, wait, things are falling into place. This is happening. It's working. It's actually bringing me some more life. That's how you do it. And that's how you do it with anything. So I believe that anything can change within the blink of an eye. It's just about how consistent you are. Staying consistent is the hard part, the tough part, the drastically difficult part. But if you just choose every time to say, you know what, I'm just going to choose me, because what else am I choosing right now? I'm choosing someone else. I'm not living their life. I'm not living my life for them. I'm living my life for me. You always got to put you first. I want to give you now some tips on how to protect your boundaries. I, Nicole Feliciano, and AI. So, tip number 1. Be conscious of your limits. Understand what makes you comfortable. And it's imperative to express your boundaries to others. I'm putting it right here because I want you to see it, and I want you to screenshot it, and I want you to remember it. Next, respecting yourself is the most important. Have confidence in your boundaries and do not allow anyone to pressure you into anything. You see it? Do we understand? Good. 3, set expectations. This is not simple. It's not simple. And I wrote that in parentheses. It's not simple. There will be times you may question yourself. Absolutely. You're going to question yourself every time, actually. Make sure that those around you are aware of your limits and do not let them cross that line. This is where your self-respect peaks in. Letting people cross the line is where you're not putting your boundaries into effect. So please remember this. Remember this. Next, communication is imperative. Communicate assertively. You see, I have this thing where I talk like this, and a lot of people are like, you're a little aggressive, or it's just too much, you know? I just speak very passionately. I'm very passionate. Let's see. Communicate assertively. speak up. If someone is making you feel uncomfortable, or if your boundaries are not being respected, get them in check. Remember I said that because it's going to feel annoying that you're going to have to notice. You're going to notice at some point that you're going to be putting people on a lot when it comes to your boundaries. That they may say something that's out of pocket. I have a very short fuse now. When you have so many boundaries in line and you hear someone and the way that they think and the way that they are, you start to realize, do I really want to align myself with this individual? All they see is negativity. All they do is pick at other people. All they do is hoorah-rah. I don't want that. I want real. I want people that are like trying to help people grow, trying to manifest their greatness and like just be effortlessly amazing people. It's that simple. Next, take time for yourself. Make sure to take time for yourself and practice self-care. This includes self-reflection. This includes self-reflection, self-accountability, and self-awareness. This is gonna hurt. But you need to have boundaries for yourself. Yeah. So that means taking accountability. Nicole, you're fucking up right now. You're not supposed to be thinking like this. This ain't it. Hold yourself accountable. Say I'm sorry when necessary. Bring up a situation that makes you feel, that made another person feel uncomfortable, and call yourself out. You need to do those things. Those things are so important. When you go to, let's say, tell somebody about the boundary that you want to withhold on them, say, listen, bring up yourself always. This is how I personally navigate, and I am very sorry if the way that I came off at this point in time made you feel a certain type of way. You're just holding yourself accountable. You respect that person. You respect their mind. You respect their boundaries as well. Respecting other people's boundaries are just as important as respecting your own. So having that self-awareness, having that self-reflection is really putting in that extra layer of work that is imperative to put in so that you, as well as everyone else that you surround yourself with, are top tier. Always. Being honest with one another, being fruitful to one another, being conscious to one another. It's important, it's imperative. Remember that. It is okay to need support. Talk to your friends and family if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you need to vent. This journey is not easy, but it is worthwhile. Now, I don't want to say that I've lost friends because I haven't. I haven't lost anything. We've parted ways. It is what it is. It didn't sit with me. I didn't sit with them. It didn't work. It's okay. Like, I'm starting to learn that sometimes friendships aren't meant forever. Like, where did we even get that from? Where did we get the idea that the people we grew up with, we have to last with until the day we die? It would be nice if it's genuine, if it's real, if it's consistently real, if it's consistently you're growing together, you're learning new things together, you're sharing this journey, you're meeting, you're hanging out, you're building, you're networking. But if you're just being the same people together, then no. But get that support you need because it is tough out there. Like, it's a lot. There's a lot of times I feel alone. If you track back just 4 videos, I was melting down by my refrigerator, being grateful for my island, losing my entire mind, closing down my company, lack of support, lack of friends, lack of everything. I say that to say this. Look at me right now. I'm so happy. I'm so put together at this very moment. At this very moment, I feel so put together. I feel very good. I feel enlightened. I feel aware. I feel like I am grateful, gracious. I am getting by, and I have the support of the exact people that I need and want. That's it. And they have my support. That's another thing. Don't sell yourself short. Once you start to heal, once you start to fix yourself, don't feel like it's your job to fix anyone else. I get stuck in that sometimes because I'm just the kind of person that I love to share information. I love to help people, but I keep pouring into people's cups. and it keeps depleting me. So be careful how much you're supporting, and make sure the people you're supporting are supporting you back. Yeah. Let's see. Last but not least, reevaluate. Reevaluate your boundaries periodically to make sure they are still in line with what you need and want. You may discover that certain things may hold weight in your life. And so, you are now able to let go, and this is why it's important to access your boundaries and reevaluate them. Thank you, AI, and thank you, Nicole Feliciano, for those tips. You can also find these tips yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, you can find them here. Screenshot them, write them down, remember them, never forget them. Never forget this face, never forget this voice telling you your boundaries matter. Your boundaries are important. They will mold you into the individual that you are destined to be. Also, they will literally rid you of the people that don't need to be in your life, because you will automatically see how people drop like flies. You will see it for yourself. That's all I gotta say. Come back next time, next episode. Adios.